Hi guys, this is Little Snips, otherwise known as Sarah, and as you can tell, I'm doing something a little bit different today. I'm showing you my face. My face. Um, I'm doing this mostly because there have been a few people who have talked about to me, either in comments on my videos or just in general about Flosstube, saying that we need to, as a community, sort of take a step back and stop apologizing for ourselves so much. Stop apologizing about the quality of our videos or the amount of projects we have or don't have or the color coming through correctly or the time it takes us between videos. These are videos that we do for fun, and people who are commenting are absolutely right. We need to stop apologizing so much for what we're doing, because we're doing this because we love to do it, because this is a hobby that we love, it's a hobby that we love to share, and we like talking to you guys. So I figured I would take the opportunity to do something different for a while anyway, and show you the person behind the camera. Most of the time you only get to see my hands. I know that this is sort of a weird angle. I'm not quite used to looking at the camera and seeing myself back in the screen, but I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who is a part of this community. It's been a kind of up and down, rough couple of months for me, and being able to come to Flosstube and talk to you guys or watch your videos and see what you're working on, see how excited you are about the things that you're working on, and having you respond to the things that I'm doing helps a lot when, I'm not exactly invested right now in going out and socializing and being out in public, so you guys kind of are my public, which sounds silly, but there it is. So anyway, if I do things strangely today for this video, I hope you'll put up with it. Whether or not I continue to do face videos or go back to the safety of my hand videos, I don't know. I haven't decided. But I thought I would give it a shot. Since we're connecting through Flosstube, and I know it can be, doesn't have to be, but it can be a little bit difficult to connect with somebody when all you see are their hands. So, I kind of feel more like you're watching me if you can see my face, so I feel a little bit more self-conscious. So I apologize if I look away from the camera a lot or look down. I have to find my things to begin with. This thing over here, no, wrong side. Over here, those are actually empty boxes. I know I've said before that I record in my snake room. Those are empty boxes. There are no snakes in them, but just on the off chance that somebody might be worried and spend a lot of time watching those boxes to see if something moves, I decided to cover it up with a towel, so you don't have to worry about it. Doc Stitcher, I know that you've said that you're interested in seeing my snakes at some point, sometime, maybe. I won't do that today, but maybe in the future. I hopefully will have some babies later this year, so maybe I'll show some babies when they hatch. But I won't spring snakes on anybody, or I'll try not to anyway. So, give me 1 second to sort of reorient myself so I figure out what I'm doing. I thought I was ready to do this, and then I turned the camera on and I got a little nervous. So, give me 1 second to get things ready, and then we'll start the video in earnest. Okay? Be right back. Okay, I'm back. So, let's start with my usual hellos. How are you guys doing? I hope that you've had a good couple of stitchy weeks. I hope you've gotten a lot of projects done. I know a lot of you are getting ready to start Stitch Mania, where you start, I don't know if it's still 15 projects this year or if it's 17 because it's 2017, but there's supposed to be 15 new starts or 17 new starts or however many new starts in the month of May in order to participate in Stitch Mania. I am not planning on actually stitching, or rather participating that fully in Stitch Mania. I may participate a little bit, but as I've expressed in other videos, I have a lot of works in progress for me personally right now, and that makes me feel like I shouldn't really start a lot of other things because I'm a slow stitcher, and if I start a bunch of things and I try to work them into a rotation, I'm not going to get to them. So I think I might start a few things during Stitch Mania, but I'm not planning on doing a lot of starts. So I'm not even sure I'm going to participate in the group, to be honest with you. I get a little bit overwhelmed. And I've recently sort of stepped back from Facebook for some other reasons, so I'll watch you guys. I may not comment on posts, and I may not do anything more than like pictures, but I'm definitely going to be following some of you along, especially if you post in that group, or if you post on your videos. I will like videos as I get to them. So if you're participating in Stitch Mania, if you're planning on that, or you've already laid out your plans, as some people have in their videos, good for you. Go for it. I'm excited to see what you work on. The joys of talking to a camera. You guys, this is weird. It's weird. Those of you who do videos that are normally you talking to the camera, it's probably not as weird for you, or maybe it is, I don't know. But this is weird for me, because like I said, you've been watching my hands, and I don't have to watch my face and my expressions and things like that when I'm talking to the camera. So, it's weird. It's kind of cool, but it's weird. Anyway, moving on. The first thing that I wanted to talk about in this video is, and this is episode number 14, and since I didn't say this before, it is May 1st. Happy May Day, happy Beltane, whatever you celebrate. Happy start of Stitch Mania, like I said before. But it is May 1st, which the time has gone really fast, or rather the year has gone really fast this year, I think. Of course, it goes faster every year, right? The older we get, the faster time seems to go by. I remember being, 8 and needing to wait until I was 16 to be able to drive, and thinking that that was forever because the years from 8 to 16 go really slowly. Go figure. 8 years now just goes by in a flash. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about this video is something that's sort of a trend in Flosstube videos recently. And that is the Sulky threads. These are the Sulky Petites. And I'm not sure who actually started this, whether it was Letitia, the crafty curator, who started it or brought it up first, or whether it was Danielle, Stitcherista, who started it first, but whichever of them, whoever it was, it might not have been either one of them, I don't know for sure, but started the Sulky Petites trend that's going on right now, or conversation that's going on right now. These are, as you may or may not know, and if you don't know, let me tell you, these are the petite spools. These are 50-yard spools of single ply. Let me drop thread all over the place. Sorry about that. They are 50-yard spools of single ply cotton thread, embroidery thread, they're advertised as being about the same thickness as 2 strands of DMC. This is not going to show up real well. It's not going to show up at all. Okay, well, oh, there you go. You can kind of see it. Against my face is probably not a good way to display that, though. Let me see if I can do it. There you go. So, that's one length of the Sulky cotton floss. And you can't, I don't think you can tell. Well, let me hold this. You see, I'm not real great at figuring out how to do my hands when it's not just my hands. There you go. That is the primaries colorway, so it's reds and blues and greens. Several of the Sulky blend earth flosses are called blendables. They're multicolor, so variegated flosses, which is a lot of the reason why people are interested in them, I think. It might be a different way to work with variegated floss. Again, they were advertised as being the same thickness as 2 strands of DMC. The general consensus is that they're about 1.5 thicknesses of if you had 1.5 thicknesses of DMC floss, that's about the same thickness that you're going to get out of the Sulky thread. I mentioned in a post on Facebook in the Stitch Mania group that the difference is that the Sulky thread is actually a round thread as opposed to the DMC, which lays flat. So it covers fabric a little bit differently, and that I think accounts for the difference between 1.5 and 2 strands of floss. I'm not sure, but that's my guess as to why there's a difference in coverage. But I decided to do a little test piece with the Sulky floss as a sampler. I know there are people who have done sample squares, so they've done like a block of 2 strands of DMC and then a block of 1 strand of DMC, and in between they'll put the Sulky thread to show you the difference in thickness and coverage, which is a great comparison. But I wanted to do some like a stitching project so you could see what it would actually look like when it was stitched up if you're trying to use it as a variegated thread. So this is a freebie from Ink Circles. It was I think it's January 2008, one of the freebies in that year. Sorry for the wandering floss and fabric here. Anyway, it's just, you know, it's a knotwork block. Where is my camera? There we go. So it's a knotwork block, and it's again in the primaries colorway. So camera, show that. It's green and blue and red. But the more important part, or the most important part, I am so not finding the camera. There we go. The most important part is I wanted to show the coverage. So to me, this looks like pretty decent coverage. This is 28 count even weave. So it's it's 1 strand of the Sulky over 2 on 28 count even weave. And again, to me, camera, it looks like pretty decent coverage. I'm not seeing a lot of fabric showing through. Now granted, this is just a single line of the outline border. I am going to fill it in, so I will show you this again when there's more progress on it. But this is my example so far, and I think it's actually a pretty nice coverage. I mean, there's not much more to say about it than that. But again, that is what 1 strand of the primaries colorway on 28 count even weave looks like as a border. It is, what was I going to say? I just had a brain fart, sorry. Oh, the Blendables boxes. So if you go on Amazon, you can find the blendable sets. And one of them, the one I think Citrisa has ordered this. Obviously, I ordered one. I think Letitia ordered one of these. Well, Letitia has the entire set, and Danielle was gifted the entire set, which was amazing and awesome. But you can buy sets of 6 spools of the 50-yard blendables, or any of the Sulky colors, on Amazon for varying prices. And if you are a Prime member, you can get them for free shipping. You know how that works. I just wanted to point out one thing, is that there's only a couple of sets of the petites. These are it says petites, obviously. There's only a couple sets of these that are actually multicolor. There's one that's called the Most Popular Blendables, I think, which is this set. And it's 6 spools of multicolored Sulky. There's another set that is the Westport collection, which when I tried to, or checked it out and was going to order it, it was out of stock and said it wouldn't be in stock until for anywhere between 1 to 3 months. So if you want to order that and wait for it to come in, that's your choice, obviously. But the other petite sets are not necessarily multicolored. This one, I ordered the winter collection. Try to hold this so you can actually read the sign, read the box. But I ordered the winter collection, and you can see, I think, in the box, in that image, most of those are not multicolored. Most of them are solid colored, which is great. They have solid colors as well. So if you want to work with Sulky in a single ply, in a single color, you can do that too. But the majority of their spools are not multicolored. As a matter of fact, this one came with the same multicolor that I already have. It came with primaries in it as the multicolor spool in this particular collection. But some of them don't have any multicolor in it. Some of them are all solid colors. So just be aware of that if you're going to order the Sulky, or if you want to try the Sulky. If you're looking for the multicolor variegated versions of the threads, you want to make sure that you're ordering blendables. And again, there's only one set that's all blendables, and that is the most popular blendables set. If you search for Sulky threads on Amazon, and I'm scratching a lot, I know, it's nerves, so if you order Sulky from Amazon and you do a search for it on Amazon, you can specify that you're looking for larger spools. So if you look for Sulky 12 weight in 330 yards, you can find a much greater variety of color. The petites only come in 14 different colors. On the 50-yard spools, the little tiny spools, there's only 14 different colors of those. But if you go to the larger spools, which look like a normal spool of thread, I mean, excuse my reach, they look like this, basically. A little fatter, because I've actually used thread off of this. And this is not Sulky, this is not one of the threads, this is just regular sewing thread. But if you order the 330-yard version, you will get a spool that looks like that. You can actually go to Sulky's website, and on their website, they actually have cones of the blendables that are, some of the blendables anyway, not all of them, but that are 2100 yards. So originally these were made for quilting and hand stitching and embroidery and things like that. They were not designed for cross stitch. You can use them for cross stitch, but they were originally quilting threads, I believe. And so you can put a cone on your quilting machine and have multicolored top stitching on your quilt or something like that. But if you're interested in using them for any other project, you can also get those larger cones. So Amazon has petites, which are the 50-yard spools, which are the little ones, like I showed you, and I obviously can't, I put them away, so sorry, but the little ones like these. You can also order the 330-yard ones, which are a normal spool of thread. And you can go to Sulky's website, or actually you can probably order from Amazon as well, but you can order 2100-yard cones of the same colors. Now, if you want to use them for cross-stitching or embroidery or whatever, you want to make sure that you're using the 12 weight. Sulky also has 30 weight and 40 weight, which are sewing threads. Those are the quilting top stitching threads and that kind of thing. So just be aware of what you're looking for. Be careful if you want to order samples and you're not thinking about the difference. Make sure you're looking at 12 weight if you're planning on using it for cross stitching. Okay. Again, I will show you more progress on this when I have more progress. Trying to show you again what the coverage looks like, and it's a little blurry. So camera, will you focus? Let me cover up my face and see if it'll focus. Yes, no, maybe not. But again, that's what the coverage looks like. And that was the big informational thing I wanted to tell you about this episode. So now I will move on to my works in progress. And excuse me for reaching for things, because again, you think you're ready to do a video, and then you start to do the video and you realize you're not as prepared as you thought you were. Once more, I have not touched everything that I have in rotation, and that's fine. I've added a couple of things. I actually sort of went on a spree of doing little starts on a number of things, one of which is the Sulky sample that I just showed you. I have a couple other things that I started that I'll show you. I'm going to show you this guy. I am super far behind on the Birthstone Dragons sampler by Ingleside Imaginarium. That's the name of the company. Sorry, Brittany. You guys have all seen the dragon sampler from other people. The May Dragon has been released, and it's super cute. I didn't print it out, so I won't show you what it is. I'm sure you will see it stitched up relatively quickly, because there are a lot of pretty speedy stitchers out there who have possibly already finished it. But the May Dragon is out. The dragons are all birthstone themed, so the May Dragon is an emerald dragon, and it's really cute, and when you see it from whoever you see it from, I hope you think it's cute too. I am really far behind, as I just said. I am still working on the January Dragon. So this is the January Garnet Dragon. You guys can have seen him before. I'm not going to show you where I was before because I didn't make that much progress because I got distracted by other things. You know me, I'm a magpie. But that is where my January dragon is. He's almost finished. I've almost got all of his wing filled in, and when that's done, I can do the back stitching and move on to February and the amethyst dragon. But that is my garnet dragon from the Birthstone Dragon sampler. I'm having fun. I love these patterns. I think the dragons are all really cute, and I cannot wait to get to them. I'm just allowing myself to take time. Let's see. What else do I have to show you? Okay, the other two things I have to show you, I guess, are the two things that I started. I thought I had stitched on something else, but maybe not. Anyway, I will insert a picture of the Quetzalcoatl, or Priestess of Quetzalcoatl, that I bought in the last Heaven and Earth Designs sale, so you can see what the final project is supposed to look like. And I'll insert that picture here. And then I will show you what I did, because, like I said, I'm a magpie, and so I had the pattern, I had fabric, and I decided to actually start it. Apologies for all of the... Well, I'm not apologizing. Well, I am, because it makes it hard to see the image, but the pattern. But this... How well can I show you that? Not so well. Let me fold these out of the way. Well, that didn't help, did it? Okay. Anyway, that is my start on the first page of the Priestess of Quetzalcoatl by Heaven and Earth Designs. And it's actually a Jasmine Beckett Griffith design. This is one of her more mature-looking designs, like I said, that I appreciate more than her series of Big-Eyed Fairies, which are sometimes cute, but not really my aesthetic. But this is a different style, and it's a little more adult-looking, and I really like the fact that you can actually see detail in this piece already. These are some of the stonework and in the design in the upper left corner. And I like the way that it turned out. I am obviously parking this. I am not a pro at parking by any means, and I find the parking the threads, it can be a little bit frustrating, so don't feel like if you haven't done a Heaven and Earth, or you're doing a Heaven and Earth and you're not parking and you feel like you should, don't feel that way. Stitch it the way that makes you comfortable. Stitch it the way that works for you, in other words. I don't know if I'm going to continue parking, because, like I said, when I get about halfway through the block, as I am on this block right now, this camera, see, now that I'm looking at the camera, everything's backwards. So this block over here, I'm about halfway through it, and at that point the parked threads get to be a little confusing for me, so I'm still working on whether or not I'm going to park. But you don't have to, it's not a requirement to do a Heaven and Earth design. You all know that. Why I'm telling you that, I don't know, I'm rambling today. That's okay too. The next thing I did was I showed you the, what's the name of the book? Wizards and Fairies? I don't know. I can't remember. One of the, I love cross-stitch books that has the Celestial Moon Dragon by Joan Elliott in it. I showed you that pattern and told you that my husband liked that, and that I had swapped out the Dragon Knot by Stephanie Law from Heaven and Earth Designs for this Celestial Moon Dragon, because why work on something that frustrates you, that your husband or partner or whatever, whoever that happens to be, is not going to enjoy? He told me he didn't like Heaven and Earth Designs. Why frustrate myself working on something that he's not going to appreciate? So I decided to go ahead and start the Celestial Moon Dragon by Joan Elliott for him, because that's what he wanted. I did this I actually started this on April 17th, because on the 17th of the month in Stitch Mania or Ultimate Cross Stitch, one of the groups on Facebook, we're starting a project on the 17th of every month for the year 2017. So I started this by actually dyeing the fabric. And that's pretty accurate. It's a sort of stormy. My husband wanted a night colored fabric, night sky, but he didn't want it black because he thought black was too dark, and he didn't really want navy blue because again, that was too dark. So he wanted a night-ish colored fabric, and so we came up with this sort of gray to violet color for the night sky. And I don't know if it's gonna show up. Let's see. Are you gonna do it? Well, yeah, kind of. You can kind of see it. This is again the technique I use of putting glitter on fabric to make it sparkle without having the sparkle actually woven into the fabric. So it does shed a little bit for the first few times you work on it, but the end result is very nice. I mean, my dragon fabric is the same way, and the glitter has stopped falling off of that one. So no more sparkly cats. My cats like to run around and roll in the glitter when it falls off, and so we have sparkly cats. But we don't have those anymore because the glitter has stopped falling off. Anyway, let me refold this to show you my tiny, tiny start on the Celestial Dragon. I think I stitched on this for a couple of days, and this is where I got. So that is the back ridge of the dragon and the beginning of the wing. This purple part, or these purple stitches, are the beginning of the wing. And this is a new needle minder because I didn't have any dragon needle minders from Denkai Designs. And I have other needle minders from her, so I'll show you the other ones that I got. But that is the dragon, and that is the stitching that I've done so far on the Celestial Dragon. So that's a lot of fun. And then I went back to my tablecloth. The tablecloth that I've been working on for my mom that you guys have seen repeatedly. I wanted to have that done for her by Mother's Day, and I realized sometime last week that in order to get that finished in time to ship for Mother's Day, I needed to stitch on that pretty much exclusively. I have been stitching a bird and then working on something else and then going back and stitching a bird again because I wanted to break up the repeated pattern so it wouldn't drive me crazy. But I've discovered now that I can't do that. I don't have time to do that if I want to finish it by Mother's Day, so I'm just stitching full bore on the tablecloth. I had half of it done, as you know from the last time, my last episode. I have finished the third robin, yay, and I'm moving on to the third wren. So hopefully by about the middle of this week, I will have the third side done, maybe the end of the week. I will have the third side done, and I want, well, it's going to have to be half faster than that, so maybe the middle of the week. We'll have to see. Because I need to mail it, get it finished up, and get it mailed to my mother by at least the middle of next week, so it gets to her by Mother's Day, so keep your fingers crossed for me, because who knows if I'm going to finish it, but I'm definitely going to give it a try. I'm not going to show it to you again because you've seen it. It's the same pattern over and over again. It is on, I did post a picture of all three of the robins sort of folded up and pushed into the same picture on my Instagram account, so you can follow me there if you want to see it. My name is Little Snips, _Snips on Instagram, and I will link that in the notes below. But that's what I've been working on. So it feels like I've done a lot of stitching, but the majority of the stitching has really been on the same project that you've already seen. But I'll show it to you. Hopefully I'll have a picture or find a way to take a picture of the whole thing before my next episode so you can see it in all its finished glory. And I think that is the extent of my stitchy progress this time. So we will move on to my haul because I have some haul. I freely admit that I have some haul. I think I have a pattern problem in that I like to buy patterns and projects, not necessarily start them because like I said, I have gotten myself sort of overwhelmed with the number of projects that I have. But I continue to collect patterns, and to the point where my husband has noticed and has said, you know, don't buy a pattern unless you are actually planning to use it. Which I'm planning to use them all. I just don't know exactly when, or when I'm going to have time to use them all. So it's sort of a logic loophole to go, well, yeah, I'm buying it because I'm planning to use it, but I don't have any scheduled plans for it. Regardless, I bought some patterns, and I will show them to you. And I bought a kit. This was a kit that was on sale. Where is it? There it is. It was on sale on 123 Stitch, and I had ordered some things on 123 Stitch, as you saw in my last episode. And I love Laurel Birch. Who doesn't love Laurel Birch? Somebody out there is going to say, I don't love Laurel Birch. Well, that's fine. But I really like Laurel Birch's designs, and particularly her horses. I love her cats and dogs, but I really like her horses. And so this is a tiny kit. It's a Mill Hill kit, and it is the Moroccan Mares kit. Well, it is a Mill Hill kit, I think. But it's Moroccan Mares. I love those mares, and it was on back order, so it didn't come with the rest of the stuff I ordered last time. But it came this week, so I thought I would show it to you. We are horse people. We used to have horses. My husband is actually more of a horse person than I am. But we used to have horses, and we had to get rid of them because as we got older and our horses were less well trained, falling off of them, as I actually did, and ended up with a cane for a while, falling off of them is more dangerous the older you get, and yeah. So we gave them to some people who had a kid who needed a horse for a 4-H project and who had the acreage to take care of them, and they're happy. The horses that we had, that we gave them, are happy where they are. The family is happy to have them, and, you know, we got our joy out of them, so there's no reason not to pass that on. Anyway, Moroccan Mares by Laurel Birch. It's a Mill Hill kit. You can find it on 123 Stitch if you're interested. As I told you, I got that dragon needle minder from Denkai Designs in the UK. She has a Flosstube video as well. If you're not watching her, you should watch her because she makes me laugh every time. But she has some really pretty needle minders too. Like this one. This little guy. Can you see him? Hello, camera focus. He's a little colorful enameled turtle. And he has a friend who, like I said, we are horse people in this house, so he has a little enameled horse friend too. And I just love the colors. Aside from the fact that they're enameled and solid and sturdy, I love the colors on these. They kind of look like they're stained glass rather than enameled. And Denkai's needle minders have fabric on them on the back, so that's the back of the needle minder, which I really like. And yeah, so I ordered those, and they came really quickly. They came. I know that I got a shipping notice the next day when I ordered them, and I think they were here within like 10 days, which is pretty speedy from the UK. For me, anyway. But so, yeah, I ordered those and have them, and I'm using one of them. I went, as a result of watching other people's Flosstube videos, you guys are enablers. We're all enabling each other, I think. But as a result of watching other people's Flosstube videos, I keep seeing patterns and books that I need to have. Kelly of Kelly Bell Stitches and I have enabled each other. I know Kate the Queen of Starts and I have enabled each other. Katie the Stash Queen has enabled me. Danielle's enabled me. Lots of people. And I know I've passed the enabling on to other people too. So that's sort of what we do on Flosstube, right? But as a result, I have been forced to order books with patterns that I'm interested in. And yeah, some of those are new books. A lot of them are used books that I get off of Amazon. Thank you, Kelly, for turning me onto that, because I forgot that existed. And now I remember, and that might be a problem. But I think this one came from, actually I know, this one came from Katie. Katie? Yes, Katie, no. Yes. Kate and Katie confuse me. But yes, Katie the Queen of Starts. No, sorry. Katie the Stash Queen. I'm gonna get it right. Katie the Stash Queen showed this pattern in one of her videos, and I was immediately drawn to it and had to go and get the book that includes it. It is the... I should have looked this up before. It is Angels of the World by Joan Elliott, and it looks like this. Now, for not being a religious person, I have a real thing about angels. I love the concept of angels. I don't worship them, but I love the concept of angels. So, yeah, I'm a sucker for angel patterns. And so, this pattern, again, camera. See, I told you I'm not good with the camera when I'm actually seeing what I'm doing. Angels of the World by Joan Elliott. And I had to have it. So I had to go back and watch her video again and find out which book it came from. And it is in the I Love Cross Stitch Words of Wisdom book. Which you can get on Amazon as a used book. You can actually get it as a new book as well, I think. But it is in that book, and I did look on Joan Elliott's website to see if she sold the pattern as a standalone, so you don't have to buy the book, and I did not find it there. So I think the only way you can get it is by buying this booklet. It is not the only thing that is interesting in this book. I showed this to my husband, and he picked out, when I said, did you like anything in the book? And he picked this out, which is also by Joan Elliott. These are, it's called Native American Wisdom. And there are 3 separate charts. And she actually gives you, there's actually instructions on how to make the wall hanging as well. So that, as it disappears, the wall hanging in the book, there are instructions on how to do that. But it's 3 separate patterns, and they say, be known by the tracks you leave, live strong as the mountains, walk tall as the trees, and be kind to everything that lives. There's actually 4 of them, sorry. So he picked that out as his favorite thing in the book. There are some Celtic designs in here by Joan Elliott. There is a Noah's Ark pattern in here by Joan Elliott. There is a Wisdom of the East pattern by Joan Elliott that looks like this. It says, be the dragonfly, soar on your dreams. Be as the water, reflect beauty. Be as the seasons, open to change. Be as the winds, refresh your spirit. And be as the blossom, open to joy. Which I think is a really pretty sentiment. So, yeah. I had to order that book because I needed the Angels of the World, but there are other things in there that I will definitely stitch at some point. I also ordered Travel the World in Cross Stitch by Leslie Tier. And this is because of Kelly. I saw this on Kelly Bell's video, and I had to check it out because I like worldwide, international, different things. So I ordered this book. This is a little less detailed than I was expecting it to be, but there are some really pretty things in here. There are some really pretty patterns that I definitely will do at some point. So check that out if you're interested, and if you like Leslie Tier. I think this one, which is the Angel Procession, and let me see if I can, yeah. The Angel Procession, like I said, again, I have a thing about angels, and it's by Teresa Wentzler, so as I talked about it either last episode or a couple episodes ago, I have a Teresa Wentzler thing too, so it's sort of a happy collision of 2 things. This is the Angel Procession chart, and I saw that on Kate the Queen of Starts video, I think. So I got that off of Amazon as well. And then while I was looking around on Amazon, I happened across the Egyptian sampler, which looks like this. Somebody on Flosstube is doing this or has recently finished this and may have posted a picture of it to Stitch Mania. I don't remember for sure. But it is something that is out there and people have stitched it, so you can go look for it on Flosstube or on Stitch Mania and see if you can find a finished version of that. But like I said, enablers. You're all enablers. And encouraged me to order things that I have seen before or that immediately caught my attention and that I definitely needed to order. So, that said, I think that that's it. Given the new format and the fact that I don't do a lot of stitching all the time, and I've shown you what I did anyway, I can go ahead and wrap this up. Once again, thank you guys for being a support. Thank you for being there to talk to. Thank you for sharing the progress that you're making. Thank you, honestly, thank you for sharing your frustrations, and thank you for sharing who you are with the rest of us. Because, as I've said before, as it's been said in other videos, cross-stitching is sort of a solitary thing. I know some people have stitching groups that they get together with, and honestly, that's one thing I actually did want to say is, man, I know that there are some people who are local-ish to me, but I am so jealous of those of you who get a chance to get together and stitch with people in person, go and hang out in needlework shops and shop together and stitch together and trade gifts and that kind of thing. I'm entirely jealous of that because I would love to have a group to do that. Like I said, I know that there are people in the Bay Area that do that, but yeah, I don't know if I'm ever going to get a chance to get together with them. I would love to, and if I can make that happen, I will. But yeah, if you have a group, take advantage of the group. If you have people that you are stitching with, enjoy the fact that you have people that you're stitching with, because much as we love to stitch for ourselves and our friends, it's nice to sit around and talk and socialize while you're doing that too, I think. Anyway, thank you for sharing who you are. Thank you for sharing all of your progress and your projects and your hopes and your plans and everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you, because it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot to other people. And keep making videos. Keep talking to us. Encourage other people to make videos, because if we can't actually sit in the same room and drink coffee together and, you know, lean over and look at each other stitching, we can at least see it on video. And that's, I don't want to call it second best because that makes it sound less, and it's not. That's best. It's the best we can do. It's the best we have, and we should be celebrating and enjoying what everybody's doing. So, enough pep talking. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for stopping by and taking time to spend with me. Thank you for commenting on videos if you do. I know I've fallen off a little bit on responding to comments, but I do read them and I do appreciate them. So thank you for that. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for spreading the word. It's great that there are people who are doing shout outs about new Flosstubers or people that they appreciate seeing. Just thank you. For me, since I brought it up, if you are not watching Kate, the Queen of Starts, if you're not watching Katie, the Stash Queen, if you are not watching Letitia, the Crafted Curator, if you're not watching, and I don't know how you could possibly not be watching, but if you're not watching Danielle, the Stitcherista, if you're not watching Kelly Bell Stitches, if you're not watching, gosh, there are so many. Kathleen's Trodden Trail, Palette PC, Tori R, who goes by It's Just Me, Tori R, I think. If you're not watching Minnie G and McKenna and Pip Stitch, who did a third video finally, and I'm so excited that I saw that video. If you're not watching Lindy Stitches, and if I didn't mention your channel, it's not because I don't love you, it's not because I haven't seen you, it's not because I don't appreciate you, but just because I can't remember all of them off the top of my head. So go out there and watch videos, listen to who people are telling you to watch, and explore. And if you're inspired to make your own videos, do it, because we love seeing your stitching. We love seeing your progress. You are not too new, you are not too inexperienced, you are not too slow, you are not too indecisive or scattered or anything to make a Flosstube video. That's what I wanted to say. And I did. So anyway, now that I've rambled the end like I usually do, you can check the notes down below, down there, to see who I've linked. I will do my best to link everybody I've talked about. and I will see you again in a couple of weeks. Bye.